If you're anything like me, you might sometimes get a bit frustrated with the vagaries of some of those obscure Windows settings that you'd think would be easier to find. For example, today I was trying to figure out why if I went away from the computer for a while and left one of my programs open, when I came back to it, it would hang or freeze for no apparent reason. Nothing I searched for in the various forums immediately provided an answer, until I came across a random comment that said, "Have you checked your sleep mode settings?" I have to admit that wasn't something I considered. Sure, I'd set up the power management profile when I'd first got my laptop, but hadn't really gone back to it since. I had no real need to. All the media for my video projects is usually stored on an external drive, just because I prefer it that way. However, Windows doesn't know that, which can be an issue. The trouble is, both the balanced and the high-performance Windows power plans are set to switch off all drives after a certain period of time by default. So, simple solution? Disable that setting and all should be good, right? Not so quick. After doing a bit more research for an hour or so, I discovered there's actually two things you need to check: the power plan and the power management settings for the individual drives. If that's a USB connection like mine, it can get a bit tricky. So, to help anyone out there that comes across this issue when working with media stored on external devices, here's a quick tutorial about how to solve it. The first setting you need to fix is the USB suspend setting in the Windows 10 power options. This should be simple, but it's a bit of a rigmarole with lots of screens and mouse clicks. You might also need an administrator password or permissions to do some of this, so just be aware. So let's get started. As with everything, click the Start button and click the Settings icon. Then, on the Windows settings screen, click the System option. The fifth item down the list should be the Power and Sleep option. Click it and then scroll down to the Related Settings section. There should be a link saying Additional Power Settings. Click that to open the Power Options screen, where you'll see two options, Balanced and High Performance. The Balanced option will probably already be selected, unless you've changed it at some point like I did. Whichever one you're using, click the link for Change Plan Settings, and you'll see the Edit Plan Settings screen with yet another link to click. Click the Change Advanced Power Settings link to open the Power Options dialog. Scroll down until you find the USB Settings option and click the plus button to expand it. And also click the plus button for the USB Selecting Suspend Setting option. If you're on a laptop, you'll see two options, on battery and plugged in. I'm not too sure how that makes any difference to an external drive, but whatever. Just click the link and select Disabled from the combo box, and do the same for the second option. Click the OK button to save the changes, and then close any open windows or screens. You'd think that'd be it, right? Wrong. You also have to disable the function that allows Windows 10 to turn off the device from the USB controller settings. Why that can't be linked automatically is beyond me. Anyway, click the search icon and type Computer Management. The Computer Management service should be listed in the results. Right-click it and select Run as Administrator. You might need that administrator password again here. When the Computer Management window opens, click the Device Manager option in the System Tools list, and a list of the devices installed on your system will be displayed, divided into the various categories. Scroll down the list and find the Universal Serial Bus Controller section and click the greater than button. This next bit is a bit of a pain, especially if you have a lot of devices listed in this category, but it's got to be done. Right-click the first item in the list and then select Properties from the menu that appears. The Properties dialog for that device will be displayed. Check whether the dialog includes a Power Management tab. If it does, click the tab. If it doesn't, close the dialog and repeat the previous step for the next device in the list. In the Power Management tab, uncheck the Allow the computer to turn off this device to save power option. That's a bit of a mouthful. Surely they could have worked out an easier title for that option. This will stop Windows from turning off the USB device. Click the OK button to save the changes you made for the device. And the reason it's a pain? Because you have to repeat that process for every item in the USB controllers list. There is a logical reason though. For example, one of the items will be for the actual USB port on your computer, such as the USB root hub listed here, and another will be for the USB mass storage device, which is the actual drive. So if you turn off the drive but leave the hub, the drive is still going to get turned off when the hub is switched off. But by configuring these two settings, it will prevent any external hard drive you have connected from going to sleep. Go through each of the items listed and repeat the process. Hopefully that will solve any problems you're having with your external hard drive going to sleep. Just be aware though that when Windows does one of its regular updates, you may have to go through this whole process again, because it could possibly set everything back to default, which is what happened with both the camera and the microphone on my laptop after one of the updates last year. Maybe that can be a topic for another video later on. Why Microsoft chooses to implement power management in this way is a bit confusing. Surely they could combine everything together and make it simple. Nah, that would be asking too much, wouldn't it? One last thing, you probably don't need to do this, but I restarted the computer just to be certain. But that's up to you. Anyway, that's it for now. See you next time I come across another of these frustrating issues. Bye for now.